Welcome to World Knowledge Channel. The most interesting thing in the world is a concept that each person can define according to his or her personal perspective and experience. This could be a miraculous natural phenomenon, a new scientific discovery, a unique piece of art, or even a profound spiritual value or philosophy of life. What is most interesting may vary depending on each person's perspective and interests. So what is the most interesting thing in the world? Let's find out through this video. 1. That Mars is better mapped than Earth. Zoom in on Google Maps and you'll assume there isn't a square centimeter of Earth that hasn't been mapped and labeled with places like offices or restaurants. But 71% of our planet is covered by water, and we have limited understanding of the terrain below. About 80% of the seabed remains unmapped, which means more than half of the Earth's surface remains unknown. In fact, Mars is the place that has been mapped in more detail than Earth because it is not covered by water. 2. That is the Eiffel Tower changing size. Most of us know that iron bridges expand and contract depending on seasonal temperatures. The same principle applies to vertical structures made of certain metals, such as the iron frame of the Eiffel Tower. Its official height is 330 meters, but this varies by up to 15 centimeters throughout the year. Heat from the sun also causes the tower to curve slightly. 3. It is Mount Everest that is rising. When first surveyed in 1852, Mount Everest was considered to be 8,839.8 meters above sea level. More recently, surveys by Nepal and China came up with two additional figures, one 4 meters lower than the other because they did not take into account the frequent melting of snow on the mountain tops. Then, in 2020, the two countries made efforts and finally agreed that Mount Everest is 8,848.86 meters high, including its snow peak. 4. Did you know? Some countries don't have rivers. There are up to 22 countries without rivers, such as small island nations such as Nauru and Tonga, European states such as Monaco or other countries located on the Arabian Peninsula. By far the largest riverless country is Saudi Arabia, which has 2.5 million square kilometers of very arid regions with valleys with only occasional flowing water. 5. Snow falls in the Sahara Desert. It's so strange. No one thought that there would be snowfall in the most arid and hot land in the world like the desert, because this is a natural phenomenon that only appears in areas with temperate and cold climates. However, in some mountain ranges in the Sahara Desert, snowfall is very normal, such as at Mount Tahat, the highest mountain in Algeria, about every 3 years in winter. As for the Tibesti mountain range in northern Chad, on average every 7 years, there are heavy snowfalls on the mountain top of more than 2,500 meters. However, something unusual happened when on February 18, 1979, snow fell in the low-lying area of the Sahara Desert suddenly had a snowfall for the first time in history. Snow fell in southern Algeria along with a snowstorm that lasted for about half an hour, delaying and paralyzing the transportation system here. This is a truth about the world that has surprised many people. Point 6. The Maldives archipelago is considered the lowest country in the world because it is only about 1.8 meters above sea level. Climate change and rising sea levels are directly threatening the existence of the Maldives. Some island residents have had to leave where they live because of this phenomenon. To draw attention to this concern, President Mohamed Nasheed moved the October 2009 cabinet meeting to the bottom of the sea. The president and 13 members of the government wore diving equipment and sat at a desk placed on the seabed. Although it is impossible to know exactly when people began using honey, according to information translated from Reddit, the oldest amount of honey ever was found in Georgia, and the surprising thing is that they were estimated to be more than 5,000 years old. And of course you can still eat this amount of honey. Honey is truly a magical thing. In addition to its delicious taste, it is also the only food on this planet that can be kept for thousands of years without spoiling. 7. Honey. Although it is impossible to know exactly when people began using honey, according to information translated from Reddit, the oldest amount of honey ever was found in Georgia, and the surprising thing is that they were estimated to be more than 5,000 years old. And of course you can still eat this amount of honey. Honey is truly a magical thing. In addition to its delicious taste, Honey is the only food on this planet that can be stored for thousands of years without spoiling and can be used to prepare many different drinks. 8. Next is the capital of Mongolia. The city of Ulaanbaatar, also known as Ulaanbaatar, located on the banks of the Toul River, is the capital and largest city of Mongolia. Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia, is recognized as the coldest city in the world. When visitors come here, they can visit the extremely luxurious shopping area near Sukbator Square, and admire the country's tallest blue sky tower, as well as rest at the Shangri-La Hotel with up to 290 rooms. It is known that this hotel was just opened in June this year with the purpose of solving the scarcity of luxury hotels in the city. 9. Did you know that is the Dead Sea? The sea has the highest salinity in the world with a salt concentration of up to 33.7%. At the same time, this is recognized as the deepest saltwater lake on the planet with a depth of 306 meters. Due to the high salinity, no life can grow here, which is why the lake is called the Dead Sea. However, this is not correct. When the rainy season comes, the lake's salinity decreases, creating conditions for some bacteria to multiply. 10. Round tape. Ice circles, also known as ice disks or ice pans, are a very rare natural phenomenon that occurs when water moves slowly at freezing temperatures. Scientists don't know exactly how these ice disks form, but they may form in vortices where thin ice sheets rotate and gradually stick together. Very strange, the diameter of the circle can vary greatly from just a few feet to 50 feet, more than 15 meters. 11. Czech catacombs, Czech Republic. Legend says that the sound of an organ comes from the Czech catacombs. In 1996, scientists recorded them. The tunnel was 30 feet deep and there was no room around that could fit a musical instrument of that size. Psychologists also examined witnesses present there to rule out the mass hallucination theory. However, the main phenomenon found is shining corridor. The sample showed no phosphorus in it. At first glance, this hallway is quite normal, but soon it begins to emit a reddish-orange light. Very surprising, my friend. The coolest thing in the world is amazing because it brings magic and a special sense of wonder. It can make people feel stimulated, excited and sublime. This can be expressed through the natural beauty of nature, the power of science and technology, or human creativity and talent. Its magic and wonderfulness are not just about its physical beauty but also about the importance and profound meaning it brings to life. If you find the video useful, please share with more people and subscribe to the channel. Like and have any questions, please leave a comment below. Thank you for your interest in following. Hello and see you in the next video.